harness today. You gotta chill out. That's what you gonna do.
He's not gonna chill out, dude.
He's gonna chill out.
He's a
For some reason, he hates the harness. He loves walking, but if you pull the harness out, and he just it's his kryptonite.
What do you? It makes him calm down.
Yeah, I think it's because when I first got the harness, I used to beat him with it.
He used to choke with it.
Set a precedent. No, I didn't actually do that. I love this dog more than life. But yeah, he's weird with the.
What up, bro?
He's good.
Look at your big fat belly.
He's in good shape.
Yeah, no, you're jacked, Kobe. I'm joking with you. You still got it, even though you got your testicles removed. You poor guy. Are we starting?
Yeah, we can start.
All right, cool. What up? We're here. Episode 2.
Let's do it.
Of Almost History. It's me, Logan J. Quiroz, and
Ben Gordon. What's up?
Benjamin Gordon, a.k.a. Benjamin Butt Cheeks. A.k.a.
Worst open mic here in L.A.
A.k.a. Mr. I get depressed every couple weeks.
That's what this game does to you.
Yeah. We had a little tiff yesterday because you were depressed and you didn't want to admit it.
Yeah, I'm a man.
Yeah, you keep that bottled up and then you lash out at people.
That's what we do.
Trying to help you.
That's the way. No,
That's how it goes.
Even now, I'm not gonna admit I'm depressed.
Yeah,
I had a rough day. I'll say that.
A rough day. You know those rough days where it ends up with a noose in your hand. One of those rough days.
Yeah, where you're writing your suicide note.
Yeah.
One of those days. That's the LA comedy scene. That's what it does.
That is. Yeah, you have those moments. One day you're at the top of the world. One day you're the funniest guy out of 8 other idiots in a dark room.
But it's literally one day.
One day, and
just
the
one
next
day, and the other 355.
Then you're a doofus your whole gosh dang life.
Okay, well now we're getting a name call.
Not you, just in general. A lot of doofuses out there, right, Kobe?
A lot of mentally ill people out there.
Yeah, but hey, that's what this world's all about, right? Helping out the mentally ill.
Okay, yeah.
Let me tell you something, brother. This is what podcasting's all about.
Are those men glasses?
I think so. Do they look like lady glasses?
They do.
Oh, speaking of lady things, I grabbed this Luna bar, and I was like, this looks good, lemon zest. And I was reading on the back of it just about the company, and it says, in 1999, we created Luna, the first nutrition bar for women. This is a freaking... You have it, dude.
Why would...
It's more for you than me. I can't have that women bar.
What does that mean? It's for women.
I don't know. There's probably estrogen or something in there. I don't like it. I was trying to read.
Oh, there is estrogen inside here.
There's something in there, dude. I'm not having that.
No,
it's going to lower my T.
This is a pretty sexist company.
It is.
This is the Bumble of candies, or the power bars.
Yeah, I need to make a protein bar for men.
I mean, you're pretty much a woman. Who else eats nutrition bars?
I eat protein bars, dude.
That's what women do.
Cause
you want to watch your figure?
I want extra protein so I could get ready for battle. You don't need protein because you do a lot.
Is that what you call the summer?
You do a lot of laying around, so you don't need a lot of. You need protein to build your muscles back after you break them down. You don't break down your muscles, so you don't need a lot of protein.
I break down.
You have the body of flubber.
I got a decent body.
You've been getting in shape.
Don't disrespect.
Recently. You're wearing tighter shirts. I noticed that.
They're not tighter. It's just my muscles are getting bigger.
Well, see, you're on your way. You're well on your way to becoming a man like me.
All I do is hike and just envision big muscles.
Dude, someday I'll make a man out of you. Let me tell you that.
Mulan? Is that
Mulan? That's a Mulan reference. Great call. I'm the big tough general. You're Mulan.
I always imagine you was more like that little cockroach thing. That
that little guy?
Yeah, the cricket, whatever. I don't know what it was.
The cricket was kind of cool. I think I might be more a little fat guy with one eye. Remember him? He was pretty cool.
You do look like that guy. Wow. Yeah. That's spot on.
Yeah, that guy rocks.
That's funny as hell.
But here we are, dude. We're here, another episode, ready to get into some history.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't mention this the last time. We will be all the facts or whatever that we gather. We're gonna be putting those up on a Google Doc.
Yeah.
And uploading them to something, so that way
Wherever,
you guys can all
in the description or something
read our research. Although for this one, you didn't
Yeah, I didn't know we were doing that yet, so I didn't know we were doing a high school project.
So for the sake of this could all be made up.
Yeah. Don't worry. These people, these places, these sources were good, I guess, maybe. Who knows? Maybe they were bad.
I am curious I'm curious about your research, like how you do it. I'm also curious what your topic is. I have no idea. I'm trying to think.
First step, check out some Alex Jones videos. And whatever he says,
we're talking about gay frogs. All right, I like this.
No, this is what we're going to talk about today. Have you heard of the Oklahoma City bombing?
Yes.
You heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Let me take you back to April 19th, 1955. A mere 2 years after the World Trade Center bombings done by Middle Eastern terrorists.
1995.
Yeah, what did I say?
1955.
1995, sorry. Already off to a rough start.
Okay, well, Alex Jones is the source, so.
August 1995.
All right.
2 years after. Now, this was go to the Alfred P. Murray Federal Building, okay? It's 9:02 in the morning. Kaboom. Big bang. Explosion. Levels the place. There were...
Is that how I went off?
Sorry,
Kaboom.
he's looking at my testicles right now.
Well, he lost his, so he's...
Kobe, you can't look at my testicles. I'm trying to teach the people. So there's a lot of numbers in this part, so I'm going to be looking at my notes a lot. Bomb goes off. It's the equivalent of 5,000 pounds of TNT.
Jesus Christ.
It could be felt and heard up to 55 miles away. There were 646 employees at the building, and out of all the people in the area, there were 324 buildings destroyed, 86 cars in a 4-block radius destroyed, and shattered glass of at least 258 nearby buildings. So
Damn.
this is a big ruckus.
2 planes when he took out fucking 3 buildings.
Yeah, well, these are smaller buildings. At first, I was shocked too, but it's still a lot of buildings.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
But these are Oklahoma City buildings. They're small town folk.
They're made out of twigs and shit.
Yeah, this isn't the Two Towers, dude. This is. By the way, speaking of the Two Towers, I used to get the Two Towers, and like I remember. So there's Twin Towers, the Two Towers, the Lord of the Rings. Remember Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers?
No, because I'm not a fucking nerd.
I used to get them mixed up.
You read Lord of the Rings?
I watched it. What do you mean? I watched Lord of the Rings.
Even worse.
Freaking Dumbo.
Even worse.
You didn't watch Lord of the Rings?
No.
There's a new Amazon prequel series coming out.
How the hell could I justify watching Lord of the Rings?
It's sick, dude. There's ghouls and goblins. There's orcs and elves and ents, which are tree people. There's hobbits. It's fun.
Wrong demographic.
It's filled with magic and mischief.
That sounds beyond gay.
Dude, it's great. I can't believe you don't like The Ring of Power.
The closest I could get to that was Game of Thrones. That was the closest I can get to that.
I stopped watching Game of Thrones. I used to have a joke about this. How I don't even remember what the joke was about, but that I stopped watching Game of Thrones when the episode where the guy got his skull crushed. Because I couldn't take anymore after that, dude.
It was too violent for you?
Yeah, I just got too connected to these characters, and then they would just kill them off. And they crushed that guy's head, and I was like, you know what? I've had too much heartbreak.
So it was because you loved him too much.
The gay guy, the bi guy.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
Oberyn Martell.
Oberyn, yeah. You get now The Mandalorian, right? Is that the same guy?
I don't watch Star Wars. I don't know.
It is? Thank you, Theo. It is. Yeah, The Mandalorian got his skull crushed, and I said, this is freaking crap. This is devastating to me.
That was awesome. That was, what's his name? That was the world's strongest, I forgot his name, but.
The Mountain.
Yeah, but like in real life, he's like.
Half Thor, Bjornsson.
That's his name, Half Thor?
Yeah.
Well, all right, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. It's a crazy name to have.
That shit was dope.
People's skull. Yeah.
All right.
It's the perfect name for that freak.
That's too violent for you, but you watch UFC.
Yeah, they don't crush people's skulls in UFC.
They get pretty close. You saw what happened to Max Holloway.
Max Holloway?
You saw what Volk did to him for 30 minutes?
Oh.
Whooped his ass?
I thought you were thinking of he didn't almost crush his skull though.
I mean, beat the shit out of him.
That's true. We're getting too much into UFC talk now.
Okay, all right, let's get back to it.
Yeah, where did I leave us off?
Walk me back through this. So this is 1995.
1995.
And
9:02 a.m. Boom. Explosion. 55 miles away. I said that. I said a crater 30 feet wide, 8 feet deep. I don't think I said that. That's a big crater.
Why Oklahoma City? What a weird place to.
So we'll get to that. That's
Is this McVeigh?
It is McVeigh.
Okay, all right.
So
I know a little bit about this.
So McVeigh, just while we're on the topic. Oh, also 3 pregnant women and 19 children were killed because there was a little daycare at the building, and the explosion went off right near there.
Okay.
And McVeigh
is that it? Just 3 children or 3
pregnant women
and 19. That was all the casualties.
No. Those were in of the 168. Did I not say the total?
Oh no.
168 people were killed.
Okay.
Of those 168, 3 were pregnant ladies, and then 19 were children. The youngest one was 3 months old, and on top of that, 680 people were injured. After this happened, 12,000 people helped with the whole rescue and everything, looking for people. There was one woman, Rebecca Anderson, while she was trying to save someone, like rubble fell on her head and she died. So even after the explosion, people are getting crushed. And then there was 26 more people that were injured just while searching. So this is a freaking hectic morning.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Also, for those, speaks to the American economy that those parents had to bring their kids. Like the daycare is at this building for the people who work there, I imagine.
Yeah, the building, it's like a big federal building. So that's why the attack happened there. This Tim McVeigh, who we'll get more into him later, he was very anti-government, a little racist. So he said, I'm going to take out the government. I'm going to go bomb this place. But he blew up the daycare. And later on, when they're talking to him, they're like, you killed those kids. He's like, those are just casualties. He didn't even care.
Wait, so I don't know why I never knew they talked to him. I know.
Yeah, in the interview later, they had like a whole 60 minutes on him. But later in the interview, he was just saying, yeah, those are just casualties of what had to happen. So he's basically like a modern-day liberal woman.
What's that
They're
movie?
like, you know what, we hate the government, and we want to kill kids.
So he pulled a
we
Fight
want to
Club.
kill babies.
He pulled a Fight Club. He just exploded buildings. In Fight Club, it's cool.
I haven't seen Fight Club in a long time.
That's the whole point of they get this.
I thought the whole point of Fight Club was the fighting.
That was like a symptom of the issue. I don't know. Remember in the movie they get like soap and they put it into like the vans, and then the movie ends.
Oh yeah,
it's cool.
But he did like fertilizer bombs. This dude did fertilizer bombs allegedly. Allegedly, it was him who did fertilizer bombs outside the building. But like I said, you kind of didn't acknowledge this. I wanted to say this. He hates the government. He likes killing babies. Basically, a modern-day liberal woman, right? Take it back. Because it's the abortion thing right now.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Whoa,
they hate
whoa.
the government.
So
they want to kill pregnant women. Or they want to kill the babies.
So then we agree with that, I guess. Cause
no, we don't like it. Modern-day liberal women love this guy.
Well,
scientists hate him.
We love modern-day liberal women because we're woke.
I'm Christian. Well, yeah. So then this guy Timothy. As of right now, they don't know what's going on with him. The cops, there's this. They find out that it was a.
Wait, you mean like in real life or at this point in the.
So with the investigation
and
everything happening right now.
So they still don't know what's going on with them? Damn, it's been a while.
Well, no, at the moment of the investigation. Of course, like I said, this was 2 years after the bombings with the terrorists, Middle Eastern terrorists. So everyone assumes they're like, oh, we know who did this. Open and shut case.
Oh, so they blamed.
That's what everyone's thinking at first.
Okay.
But little do they know. So they find a little bit of. It was which was the brand? It was a Ryder rental truck. Man, that's how they found out. They found out this was the truck that did the bombing.
The 90s were just crazy.
It was nuts, dude. So there was bombs going on every which way, and
while
then
this is
happening,
while these bombs are going on, Biggie and Tupac are having East Coast West Coast beef. The country's insane at this time.
It's too much. Dude. You got Biggie, you got Pac, you got who's the guy who does the radio show?
That narrows it down. What the hell does that mean?
Who's the Jew guy who would have people on riding Sibians?
All right, well, I know who you're talking about now. Howard Stern?
Howard Stern. He's coming on the scene. The world's about to get crazy.
How is that a comparison to those other things that we said?
Someone mentioned it in a video I watched on this.
The bombs going off.
He was trying.
Biggest hip hop beef ever. This fucking Jew gets a radio station. 90s are crazy.
He's got ladies riding Sibians, dude. That's nuts. Who just farted? Was that Kobe?
Obviously.
Dude, that smells disgusting, Kobe.
That's a healthy diet.
Jeez. Look at his big belly, dude. Ew. That smells. That was a bomb right there.
That's healthy protein in his diet.
Oh, that smells disgusting, dude.
It smells healthy. I'm proud of you, Kobe. You're a good boy.
Oh, you make me sick, Kobe. So what I said the rider. Oh yeah. So they find out it was the rider rental truck, and the investigators, they find the rear axle of the truck. They track it down to the rental station where the truck was rented from. They give the people who work there give him like a composite sketch. Like, this is what the dude looks like. Look for him. They're able to track him down, that picture, track it down to a local hotel. From the local hotel, they get the guy's name, Timothy McVeigh. Now,
Oklahoma City has police work to that standard? That sounds insane.
Well, FBI's
the
involved.
feds had to get involved.
FBI's involved.
Okay, that makes sense.
They might be a little more involved than we think right now.
Really?
But right now, let's just stick to the official story.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
So Timothy McVeigh.
How pissed was he?
Timothy McVeigh?
An axle, a rear axle is what got him caught? That should have been incinerated?
I think he was more hyped that he blew it up. He's like, hell yeah.
Still kind of wild.
Yeah. It is.
That's like when with 9/11 when they found like the passports perfectly. It's like, what are the odds?
What are the odds, indeed, my friend? What are the odds, indeed? There might be a little more similarities to 9/11 than we think right now. So they find out the guy's name's Timothy McVeigh. Turns out this doofus was arrested like
He was
He was erect and arrested like 90 minutes after the bombings, because he was driving away from that area with his car. The car he was driving didn't have a rear license plate, or maybe it was front. It didn't have a license plate. Cop pulls him over. He's like, "What the hell are you doing without a license plate?" Then the guy had a hidden firearm on him too. He's like, "You know what? You're getting arrested for this. You can't be doing that."
You can't have a concealed firearm in Oklahoma?
I think he threatened the cop with him. I listened to this. I listened to the FBI. FBI is like an official YouTube page, by the way, where they tell their side of the story. Let's just say I don't want to use that as a source. I don't trust these fellers. But according to these guys in the video, they were saying he like pulled a gun. He's like, "Yo, I got a gun." And the cop put the gun to his head. He's like, "You know what? I have a gun too. It's loaded. You're under arrest for being a doofus." So then he gets arrested. I don't really want to. How far are we into this? Because I don't really want to focus on. There was a bit of a misdirect here. The main story I'm going for isn't about the bombings. There's something after that I want to talk about. So they find out.
There's something after the bombings that's more.
The main thing that I want to talk about is it's not the bombings itself. It's something we're getting to.
Okay.
So after they get him, this was on the 21st, so 2 days after. They get a search warrant to search his dad's place. Find his dad's place. They end up getting a connection to two more fellers who are what are these freaking names, dude? I have so many notes. Dude, oh my God. He keeps farting. Terry and James Nichols. That's disgusting, dude. What? Now he's smelling it.
If you ever see him like turn his head and look at his own asshole, that means he's farting.
He's smelling his own farts?
Well, to him, he's like, "What is this pressure coming out of my body?"
He doesn't know by now?
How do you teach a dog about that?
Instinct or something.
I can't explain to him his gastric intestinal system.
I don't know, but kids don't do that. You have to explain to them. They're like, "Whoa, what's that smell? Let me check that out."
Kids eat feces. What are you talking about? Kids eat shit all the time.
What kids?
Kids I know. Or kids I knew. I don't know them anymore. I cut off ties.
Kids you hang out with these days?
When I was a kid, there was a girl that my mom was friends with our family, obviously. This coworker she had. We went over to their house a couple times, and one time went there, and I was cool with the daughter, and she was like, yeah, my brother, like he's like in trouble for the next couple of days because he ate his own like poop. Like I was like 7, and he was like I think like 4. Like, he was a kid, but like he pooped into a toilet, turned around and.
Oh, he got it out of the toilet?
Yeah, he pooped in the toilet, and he was like, all right, well, this comes out of me. I wonder what this. And he like pulled it out, took a bite of it, chewed on it.
Did he like it? Did he go for another bite?
I think he spit it out, and then he like wiped the rest of it he like smeared it on the walls. And then this is a white family. This is what they that's how they experiment. I guess I don't know.
That's insane.
So kids are stupid.
That's not a story you hear about a lot of kids though. That's one idiot. That's one dumb kid that was eating turds.
I think it's more common than you think. I've never done it, obviously, but
Theo, you ever eaten a turd before?
well,
Theo's never eaten
he's
a turd.
French. They do other stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, French people. Come on, you're French. You've eaten a couple turds.
They eat snails. That's different. They do other stuff.
Oh, I want to try snails one day.
I've actually had it once. Wasn't bad.
I think I had it once when I was little.
I had it in high school.
It was pretty good.
Escargot.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like very little. I remember this. It's like a dark memory coming up. I'm like, yeah, there were snails. What the hell? Okay, so where did I leave off?
They get it. They get it.
Terry
Nichols.
and James
Yeah,
Nichols. They find those two brothers.
Okay,
like,
so
make a connection to them.
So the police, FBI, do all this research, find Timothy McVeigh, get a warrant for his pop's house, go to his pop's house, and what leads them to these two guys?
Just there was a bunch of stuff in there that they make a connection to check out these two brothers, Terry and James Nichols. So Terry and Timothy McVeigh, they were friends from the Army, and they both. Dude, he did it again. Oh my God, I was gonna power through. Dude, he keeps turning and smelling his own farts. It's insane. He just casually does it. He's like, what was that? All right, cool. Let me chill for a minute. That's disgusting, dude.
He's a good boy.
That's not a good boy.
He's a good boy.
And you kiss his mouth. That's disgusting.
I don't kiss his mouth. He licks my face. There's a difference.
Yeah, after he smells his own farts. Dude, get his butt out of my face. Dude, this thing's gross.
He's a good boy.
All
right, so they look up the Nichols.
So, yeah, so Terry and James Nichols. James ends up getting off, they're whatever. We can't make enough connections. Terry is the one that was friends with Tim from the Army, and they got like anti-government, a little bit racist ties together. So they were working a bit together on this. And then another person they end up making a connection to is Michael Fortier, who
Italian.
Is that Italian?
Fortier? I don't know.
I don't know. Sounds French or something.
Maybe it's French. I don't know. I'm not good with names.
But this dude ends up taking a plea deal, and he gives up some dirt on McVeigh and Nichols.
So he snitches.
So
he pulls a 6'9".
Pulls a 6'9". It works out great for him because in the end, McVeigh, he gets the death penalty. Nichols, he gets 161 consecutive
works out
life
great 'cause
terms.
for this guy, they fucking kill him.
Well, no, it works out great for Fortier because McVeigh, death penalty. Done. Nichols, 161 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole.
For any of them.
That's for Nichols.
For any of the 161 life.
None. He's 161 lifetimes he's in there. That's a lot. Not even cats could survive that many life terms.
I'm always curious about, like, if he died, like legally died, right? Like his heart stopped and they resuscitated him 162 times. Can he get out on that last one and just walk out and be like, I served my I'm always curious about that.
I heard something, I think it was like a dumb like TikTok or Reddit thing where someone like was serving a life sentence and they died and they're like, well, technically I died, let me out. And they're like, are you retarded? No. That's not how it works. Dumbass, get back in your cell.
Okay, well then, like if Jesus was charged for, well, I guess he was charged for the crimes.
He was charged for being God. They're like, you know what? Put to death, you're saying you're God. Get out of here.
Saying he's God or saying blasphemous things about, religion. Who knows what he was doing?
He was being God. He was just rocking.
So if he came back, well, I guess he did come back.
Yeah, and they didn't know what to say. He's like, yeah, put your hands in my wrist. Put your fingers in there. See, I was dead, but I'm back. I'm God. And everyone's like, you know what? Good point.
You would think zombies would be more loved in our culture.
After that?
I mean, that's what he was.
He
essentially.
Come on. He wasn't a zombie. Zombies want to eat your brains. They're all these dude, don't start with me. Don't start with me on this. Don't disrespect my religion like that.
I'm just asking questions.
Zombies. Yeah. I think we do need more like Jesus-based movies, like horror movies where people come back. Like that kind of resurrection. Like people come back but they're just like all in white and they're chill. But people are still scared.
How is that a horror movie then?
That's true. Maybe it'll just be like a rom-com.
Sounds like Christian propaganda to me.
It could be a rom-com where someone dies and they come back and they're like, "Hey, I'm fine. Let's
continue.
Fall in love."
Leave the writing to the Jews.
You know what? Speaking of coming back to life and being devastated, what was that movie where the guy gets trapped on the island? He is Wilson.
Castaway.
Castaway, and then he comes back and his wife left him. She has a new husband.
Well, yeah.
That'd be devastating, dude. I'd have to kill that whole family if I came back.
That'd be what devastates you? Not living on an island for like 7 years?
But once you come back, you're like, I made it. Finally, my lovely wife.
Once you come back, you'd be like, fuck society. That's nonsense.
I'd be furious.
That'd be the least of my concerns.
That would be number one concern. I mean, what the hell? I've just been
if that
gone
was
for.
me, my plan would have been when I get back, I'm fucking everything that moves anyway. I would have been cheating on her regardless when I got back.
Okay, but still, that's got to piss you off that she beat you to it.
If I'm being honest, if that movie's being realistic, there's no way he didn't just, completely snap and just like come back with pure schizophrenia and he should have been like assigned to a mental asylum when he got back.
Yeah.
Off that island.
You got to come back with PTSD and just you got to don't do it. Don't.
He has a healthy diet. He's going to do it.
God, dude, you're a disgusting beast. Yeah, you're out of your mind. You got to if you come back.
I feel like if I survived on an island under those conditions, that'd be the least of my concerns is who this dumb bitch is fucking.
Yeah, that's because you don't know what true love is. That's your problem.
Yeah, I also don't believe in love.
How long was he gone for, too? He survived on the island for
like 7 years or something?
Yeah, that's not long enough to move on.
That's not long enough to move on.
Not for a lady. For a man, it is. If I die right now, my girlfriend is not allowed to fall in love ever again.
Well, she's Indian, so won't she just like?
That's true. Well, she's gonna have to find a cow that I've been resurrected as, or that I have been reincarnated as, and she has to date the cow.
Is that a thing?
That's what I'm making. That's the thing I'm making. Do they believe in reincarnation? She
has
to find me in another beast of the land or of the air. And she's like, "Oh, there's Logan, reincarnated as a goat."
Man, is this racist? This might be the most racist shit we've ever said.
You're right. This might be too racist. I think they do believe in reincarnation, though.
Not the whole lot of them. Not every fucking Indian.
Yeah, my girlfriend's Christian. Amen. Oh, man. Where do we leave off on this gosh dang story? We keep getting... I was going over their penalties. So McVeigh, death penalty.
And he's already dead.
He's dead now.
Okay.
And apparently, right before he died, he said, "You guys are going to find out that your government did this."
So did he ever like admit?
But that quote, I didn't see. I only saw on certain. It was more like, "Oh, he allegedly said this to some people." So I don't know how true that quote is.
So did he like maintain his innocence throughout, or did he?
No, he was involved for sure.
He admitted to whatever.
Yeah, he was involved, but I think he's saying the government might have had a little something to do with this.
Okay.
Nichols.
Well, he seems trustworthy. I would trust his word.
I think he seems like a good guy. Killed a couple kids. Nichols, the 161 consecutive life terms, and then Fortier, the guy who snitched, 6'9", he got 12 years.
That's it.
That's it, and he's been in witness protection since his early release in 2006. So right now he's just out chilling.
That's kind of insane for conspiring to blow up a government building. We got 12 years for that.
Yeah, well, he snitched, so less than 12 actually, because he got the early release.
Yeah, 95 to 06. What's that? Or well, I guess 11 years, right?
11 years, but yeah, whoever knows when like the trial and everything started.
That seems like a
Before he
pretty
got arrested.
good. I'm not saying, obviously don't blow up government buildings.
But that's a good deal.
If you're
If
going
you're
to
gonna
yeah.
blow up a government building, that's a good deal. Then you get witness protection.
Yeah, 12 years. That's a.
Yeah, that's a if you ever blow up a government building, snitch.
You gotta treat it like a group project, and you do the least amount of work, and it seems like then you're allowed to just
Yeah,
get out of it.
immediately rat. Always rat. That's what I say.
Yeah, you'd pull a 6'9".
100%. Not even a question.
In his scenario, after knowing everything that came out about him or about the situation, I still wouldn't snitch because I'm not a bitch. Nah, I don't know. His situation is tough. They were fucking his girl, and they were.
I would snitch if they weren't.
Oh, you just snitch
Oh yeah.
just off the regular.
Yes.
America's watching. The world is watching.
Yeah. I'll snitch, dude. I'll immediately snitch. I don't care.
What amount of pressure would it take? Like
None.
no even,
Minimal.
No plea deal even offered. They just.
Oh no. I'd need a plea deal.
Must
I need a
they
way
just
out of
ask
it.
you. You just. Oh yeah, no. I'll just.
Yeah. I would stay quiet. I'd be like, what the? You shut up, you pigs. And then they would say, listen, we'll give you, if you cooperate, we'll give you less time or something. I'd be like, okay, actually it was Ben. Ben did everything.
Damn.
Immediately I would snitch.
My dad told me that one time.
He would snitch?
Yeah. I was like selling weed, whatever,
Uh-huh.
and I had a little stash in the house, and I wasn't home. I came back to the crib, and my pops was there, and he was like, yeah. I found. I'm not gonna do the accent, but he's like, I found this like this little pack of weed. If I find out there's more, I'm gonna call the cops, and I'm gonna tell them you're selling crack on top of that. And like, he was adding charges. I was like, all right, you're a wild hoe. I can't.
That's so funny. Oh my god, that's a great. Have you seen the guy on TikTok who's like he's all about snitching and stuff and just like scams? Dude, he's the best. And he's like he wants to teach kids.
What does that mean? He's all about snitching. He wants to teach.
He like wants to set up things where you teach kids how to snitch properly. Like he's like, yeah, we got people that are glorifying the like all this like selling drugs and all this bad stuff. He's like, we need people to snitch to keep them in check. He's like, that's the circle of life, dude. That's what's going to help our neighborhoods is people snitching. He's like, and we need some badass snitches. We need someone who's going to snitch on you and then whoop your ass, dude.
He's being dead serious?
He's dead serious, dude. He's the best. He has other videos where he talks about how he gets hired for jobs and he'll find out like all the rules in the job, whatever the OSHA violations, like and stuff where he get people on. And, he'll like listen for dudes talking about like sex.
Oh, you're talking about Charleston White. What's his name?
I don't remember his name.
Black
at all.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
He talks about like I'll listen for someone talking about we fucked this girl this weekend. He's like, hey man, don't talk about that around me. But he'll like say it nonchalantly, and then when they do it again, he could take them to HR, and if they don't do because they don't do anything, he could sue the company for whatever. And he just keeps doing that on every job he gets hired at.
He's a wild troll. I saw a video of him the other day.
Dude, he's so funny.
I forgot who it was, but he like called the police on might have been Dirk. He called the police on some like a rapper. I forgot who it was, but a rapper who has like priors and cannot be in trouble. And he was like, yeah, this guy he's threatening my life. I feel fearful for my life right now. Like, I think he has a gun. Yeah, I think that's Charleston White.
Oh, God.
He's a wild, I don't know, he's like a troll. I don't know what else to call him.
He's the best. Oh, man.
I'm not going to say what I think. I'll leave that, whatever.
He's so funny, dude.
That's all right. And you want to be like him. That's funny. Snitch ass nigga.
No, I don't say I want to be like him. I said...
You said that's your hero. You just said that.
I didn't say... I said he's hilarious.
You just said it's Jesus and that guy.
If I was in the situation where I had to snitch, I hope I would have taken his class about how to snitch properly.
Damn.
I'm snitching. Why would I not snitch? If it's like a situation where it wasn't me, and I'm involved somehow.
But this is a whole different podcast now. This is a whole different topic.
It is. See, we're getting into We'll talk about this some other time. Snitching. Snitching.
Talk about this off camera. With fisticuffs. 'Cause I find out niggas gonna snitch on me.
I'm gonna snitch on you so quick.
Luckily, I don't do anything.
I'm gonna make stuff up, just like your dad. So back to McVeigh. He died from lethal injection on June 11th, 2001.
Ooh, okay.
Dunzo.
Before 9/11.
Before 9/11. So you'd think, wow, what a terrible domestic attack by only those guys, right? That's what you'd think. But let me introduce you to a little fella named Terrence Yeakey. This guy,
Karen Tiki?
Terrence Yeakey.
Terrence Yeakey.
Terrence Yeakey. He was Terry Yeakey.
Terry Yeakey. Okay.
He was one of the first people on the scene of the bombing, police officer, and he saved 8 people that day. What a hero. Great guy. He so he served in the armed forces when he was younger, and he was a sergeant of the Oklahoma City Police Department. So apparently that morning, Terrence had called his wife multiple times, and he was saying, "It's not what they're saying it is. It's not what they're saying happened."
Okay.
Little weird, right? Also he was a little skeptical. He might have saw something, the ATF and FBI agents got there a little quick for his taste. Like, how'd they know about this so quick? They're getting here pretty early.
Well, I mean, it is a federal building. I imagine they'd have.
But they weren't coming. Like, if they were in the building, they would have been rocked. Like, these people came for the investigation. They were there pretty quick. So Terry ends up launching his own little investigation a little later, and it gets shut down pretty quick because people are like, no, you don't need to be looking into this, because he thinks, hey, maybe this explosion came from the inside of the building. Something's not adding up here. The day of the bombings, he also refused to go to the hospital. A couple other people did, because I think he didn't. He was already. This is according to his family and some other people. He was already threatened a little bit for some things he saw to stay quiet about it. So he didn't want to go to the hospital. He didn't feel safe there.
And what does this guy do? He was a cop?
He was a cop.
Okay.
And now he was, so a year later, May 11th, 1996, he was scheduled to receive the Medal of Valor from the Oklahoma City Police Department. On May 8th, a couple days before, sadly, Terry killed himself. Yeah. He had a lot going for him, dude. He was talking to his family and coworkers about the future. He was gonna get a job for the FBI.
Was he dealing with stress from seeing
whatever
happened?
He was tough. That's what people are saying. He couldn't deal with the official story is he couldn't deal with not being able to save more people.
Oh wow.
So he's like, you know what? I got to kill myself. I didn't save enough people.
A whole year after the fact.
A whole year after it. And after he opened up his little investigation, that didn't go over. He's like, you know what? I just got to end it. Do you want to know how he killed himself? So he pulls his car up to some road. And when he's in his car, he slashes his forearms 11 times. And then slashes his throat twice around his jugular. And he said, you know what? This isn't enough. I'm going to get out of my car. I'm going to crawl 1.5 miles, climb a barbed wire fence, and I'm going to go there, and I'm going to shoot myself in the head while I'm bleeding out.
Okay, so someone...
And when I shoot myself in the head, I'm not going to shoot myself like this. I'm going to shoot down at an angle, a 45-degree angle, where I can't... he must have very flexible arms, because he's reaching up here, shooting down at a 45-degree angle through his head.
Like execution style.
Execution, yeah. He thought this is a good way to go out. And also, he's like, you know what? On top of that, how about I get some handcuff marks on my wrist and a little rope burn around my neck, and I'll have in the slashes in my arms, I'll have grass and mud, almost like someone drugged me across the floor.
Okay, so you're telling me
this is how he killed himself. This is the official story of how he killed himself.
And this is the guy who was first on the scene.
First on the scene.
Saved 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
Right after the bomb. Called his wife immediately was like, it's not going down how they're saying it's going down. So he was so he was trying to whistleblow essentially.
Yeah, something. He saw
something fishy, didn't like it. spoke up, did his own investigation, but couldn't turn up any results. A year later, he's about to get an award, almost like they're luring him out, kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
And then a couple days before he gets the award, he's taken out.
He kills himself. Yeah, kills himself. Oh, and also, when the police got there to investigate, couldn't find the gun. FBI helicopter shows up. They found the gun pretty quick. They found it. The people initially investigating couldn't find it, but the FBI found the gun somehow. And they never even opened up an investigation, like a murder investigation. They're like, oh yeah, open and shut case. He killed himself. This is classic suicide.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wait, but why? If he did an investigation on his own and he turned up nothing, what would they gain from? Like why?
Well, maybe he didn't turn up nothing. They shut down his investigation.
Oh, they did. Okay.
But he was saying he found some stuff. He was telling like family and stuff that he found some stuff that could be bad for.
Could be detrimental to the
whoever
FBI.
did it. Yeah. So his last known words to his family were, "As soon as I shake these feds that are following me, I'll be back and we'll go to dinner."
Okay, so he knew they were on him.
He knew someone was on him. Yeah. And after he died, no one could find his reports on the investigations into the bombings. All that was gone. No one could find it. This isn't him. This is something else I saw. So weeks leading up to the bombing, this guy Michael Loudenslager told parents of people who had children in that building that would go to that daycare to take them out because they were storing large amounts of explosives in the building.
Okay.
So there's a lot of sketchy stuff here.
So what was this federal like? What did they do with this building? Or you don't know?
So at the building there were.
So this is 90. This is 95. 2 years after the World Trade Center. I know at the World Trade Center it was all financial stuff. I know.
So it was the Social Security Administration, Department of Housing and Urban Development, Department of Veteran Affairs, Drug Enforcement Administration, the Secret Service, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
For the country, they're all headquartered from that one location.
I don't know if it was the headquarters, but all of those they were all working out of there. So maybe not the headquarters, but they were all working out of there. So there's a couple different theories as to like why exactly they would do it. I guess that's the thing. No one really knows what he found.
Do you know what the leading theory is?
There wasn't really like a definitive one, like why they would do it.
I'm trying to think of one myself. I mean,
it was all very.
So 94, the crime bill is passed, right? Which, I'm trying to pull straws here. I have no fucking idea. I don't know. All right, so they blow up the World Trade Center in 93. They try to, at least. They fail.
Mm-hmm.
They blow this up though in 95, and then as a result of it, they kill McVeigh. Give home, and the dude is in jail for 161 life sentences. No one can talk to him.
No, I guess I mean, I don't know if they have or what, but nothing's come out. I didn't see anything of him saying anything.
So what do you think went down? What do you think this is all about?
I don't. Well, so the reason why McVeigh said he did it was to have like an uprising against the government, very anti-government. But what ended up happening is people kind of came together against him.
Yeah, you would think
so.
That would make if you want to go against the government, make a couple signs and then like organize a protest. Don't blow up a fucking building with people's kids.
Yeah, it was very probably not the best idea on his part. Oh, and also this is another sketchy thing. Kenneth Michael Trentadue. This guy. This just kind of adds to how weird the situation was. So he kind of got into a little trouble. You know, he was robbing a couple banks with fake guns, heroin addict. Did a couple things. He was on parole.
Like the party. All right.
Yeah. He's a little wild. So he's coming from Mexico to United States.
Oh, he's one of you.
No. He was just chilling over in Mexico.
Oh, all right.
He gets arrested for violating his parole, and so they bring him back to, which was weird. They brought him back to like the Oklahoma City area. He ends up. This is all around like right after the time of the bombings. He ends up killing himself while he's in prison. And when the family hears about this, they're like, that doesn't make sense. Why would he kill himself? That's weird. The government or whoever's the feds, whoever handling the investigation, are like, you know what? He killed himself. We'll handle this cremation on us. We'll pay for this. The family's like, no, we don't want to do that. So they end up getting the body back, and he had like 3 heavy blows to his head. His throat was cut, and the prison authorities said that was self-inflicted. So this is Hillary Clinton all over again.
Yeah, but they pulled a Jeffrey Epstein.
Or not Hillary Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein. Sorry, Hillary Clinton does the killing, not doesn't get killed. So what's the connection to the bombing? Big Tim, he finds out, he sees a picture of this guy because he's talking to someone. They end up talking about it. One of his someone he befriended in prison. He sees a picture of this guy. He's like, oh, I know why they killed that guy. They thought he was Richard Lee Guthrie, who was one of the co-conspirators in the bombings. Apparently he could have been John Doe number 2, which was, I'll get into that in a second. He was someone who could have been a part of the bombings. They both had similar build, big guys, same hair, similar mustache, and they both had a dragon tattoo on their left arm.
So it was him.
So it was both him and this.
So it was
Richard Lee Guthrie.
Mistaken
so
identity.
So they think it was. Oh, and also, Michael Trenadue, his brother was a lawyer, Jesse Trenadue. He was getting these calls, like while he was trying to look into why this happened. Like this, he got this anonymous call about someone saying his brother getting killed was an investigation gone wrong. They botched the investigation, and they set it up as a suicide. He thought it was bullshit, and then the more he looked into it, he's like, oh, this actually makes sense. Because now later down the road, Richard Lee Guthrie, who's the guy they thought he looked like, who was the co-conspirator, the alleged co-conspirator, before he could speak, he was supposed to kind of speak out. And I think it was 3 days before that, he kills himself in prison, hangs himself.
A lot of guilty consciences.
A lot of guilty consciences, yeah. It's killing each other left and right. Then there's this guy, Alden Gillis Baker. He comes out and he says, I was actually there the night that Kenneth killed himself. He didn't kill himself. The guards went in there and they killed him. He's like, I'll witness, I'll speak out on this.
Testify, whatever.
Yeah. Guess what happens to Alden?
Does he feel guilty?
He feels guilty. Kills himself. All 3 of these guys just happen to kill themselves.
Man, suicide is such a problem in this
And
country.
then it goes to everyone. Oh, and also botched investigation on Kenneth Michael Trentadue's. When they're searching, the coroner's not allowed to go into the prison cell at first, take the body out. The feds say he's not allowed in there. They clean it, and then he's allowed in there after it's all cleaned up. And then they say what comes out eventually is that, oh, yeah, it was these FBI investigators, 4 of them, they lied under oath, but it was just a botched investigation. It wasn't the investigation or anything that was botched. That wasn't. He did kill himself, but they just handled the investigation poorly. That's all it was.
The guy who bashed his head in 3 heavy blows to his head.
Yeah, so he did all that to himself, and the only problem was that they didn't follow protocol when handling the investigation.
It was like some paperwork shit that they mishandled as opposed to them killing him.
Yeah. Also, this is kind of backtracking a little bit. I'm just going over all like the weird things about this bombing. Apparently there was security footage of the bombings that It had been like news outlets have been talking about it since right after the bombings happened, and they never saw the footage, but they talked to people who saw the footage, and apparently, when Big Tim got out of the Tim McVeigh got out of that rental van that had the explosives in it, there was someone else in there with him, John Doe number 2, that maybe could have been one of these guys that they were investigating. FBI had the footage. They wouldn't let anyone see the footage. But if Timothy McVeigh worked alone and they have this footage where it's just Timothy McVeigh by himself throwing it, you would use it in court.
Right.
They never use the tape in court or anything. No one's seen it.
So, all right. So I knew a little bit about this bombing, but I knew about McVeigh. That was it. This is already 8 people who are involved, and 5 of them have killed. 5 of them have visited the suicide forest.
Yeah. Well, so those last 3 I talked about, Guthrie, he was the one. Those were alleged people involved, but the 3 main ones where it was McVeigh, Nichols, and what was the guy who got off, who only served the 12 years, Fortier.
Yeah, the French.
So those were the 3 who were involved, and then apparently the mystery John Doe number 2, who could have been Guthrie.
So to this day, this is still not.
Yeah, there's a lot of. It's basically what most people think when you hear the stories, like, oh yeah, McVeigh. He was all ramped up.
That's the name I know about.
Yeah, he bombed it. Not a lot of people know about all the suicides and stuff about it. Mostly Big Terry.
Yeah, well, that's insane.
Terry's the craziest one.
That he, that story doesn't make sense. That he's a cop who, that's Terry.
Yeah,
the cop who shows up on the scene, saves people.
Yeah.
You would, even though you'd have to rationalize, all right, there's a bomb. I can't save everybody else. You would think you'd. I don't know. I haven't been in that situation, but if you saved 8, that's pretty good. That's, it's 8 more than anyone else saved. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, and also he was talking to his family and friends and stuff about moving forward, things that he's planning on doing, with work that he's excited for and stuff. He was planning on getting back together with his ex-wife, I guess.
Well, then he might have,
in that case, but and then it's at the very least, even if it had nothing to do with the bombings, he didn't kill himself.
Or if he did.
No, he did not kill himself. There's no way he killed himself.
It's the most amazing suicide in the history of the world. Where the amount of blood he would have lost, there's no way he would have been able to climb that fence and drag himself. What was it, half a mile or whatever the fuck it was?
Mile and a half.
And then they don't finally find the gun but the FBI does.
Yeah, FBI's. Oh, what do we have here? Here's
I still think it's hilarious. I was laughing the whole time you were talking because I was trying not to burst out, but McVeigh to be you're they turned on him. The idea to I'm gonna blow this shit up and everyone's gonna be with me is
yeah, dude.
That's like being a supermarket worker. You work at like Ralph's or something, and you think you should get paid more. So when someone you just punch a random customer in the face and you're this is to protest my pay.
No.
This is gonna fight you. It's funny as fuck to lash out to harm people and let's all team up now. No.
It's like the guys who hijacked the 9/11 planes, flying in. They're this will get us on their side.
Yeah, we're heroes for this.
They'll love us after this one.
So. Do you think it was the government, or do you think it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. It was just from. It's too much. The big thing is teriyaki. That's what makes it all so.
Well, that makes it definitely that plus the other 14 fucking thousand suicides where it's
yeah,
all these people, they definitely didn't kill themselves. If they did, it's too coincidental.
Yeah,
what are the odds that they all just went to the Japanese forest and killed themselves? That's crazy.
Yeah, all in prison, all connected. They all just got very, I don't know. It's to me it's crazy, and I don't know. it's
the only one who didn't kill himself is the one who's in witness protection, who no one can even find.
oh yeah, he's chilling right now.
Supposedly,
he's all good, dude. Yeah, he might have killed himself too.
Yeah,
who knows?
While out in freedom, that's a the cop, and then the guy who bashed his head in 3 times.
Yeah,
and slit his throat twice.
and it's crazy how many things are just like, oh yeah, suicide, obvious suicide. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's like the Epstein thing all over again. It was like, yeah, he killed himself. Well,
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, he had like a broken neck. Like, no, he killed himself. Like,
Yeah.
all right, well, but like his the guy in there with him was like this jacked former cop who was dirty and like would have definitely taken a bribe. No, he killed himself.
Yeah.
All right, well, like the cameras that were watching the cell were broken. That's kind of convenient. He killed himself.
Yeah. Well, and I think at this time even more, it was like we just accept the narrative. I think now people like there's a whole.
Yeah, this is the '90s, so people were like, all right, well,
people. Yeah.
like Walker Texas Ranger was on TV. They're like, oh, the cops aren't gonna lie to us. They're honest. They believed them back then.
Yeah. And also the guy McVeigh, he was very anti-government. So it's like anti-government, that's the bad guy.
Right. Yeah,
Government's here to save us from this guy who's trying to.
Who was that? 95. What was that? Bill Clinton. America's in a good
Yeah, he's playing the flute or whatever, dude.
saxophone and
saxophone?
getting his flute played.
Dude, he was like, that's back when you loved your government so much that you would just give the president head.
Let's paint the picture of America at this time. What was this? 95. So the Houston Rockets are the NBA champions. Soda is 10 cents. Gasoline's $1.12.
We got
a gallon.
What's his name again? Sibian guy.
Which dude?
Sibian, radio host.
Oh, Howard Stern.
Howard Stern. Can't forget Howard Stern, dude.
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern's
Don
taking off.
Imus is also probably out there killing on the radio. This is America at its peak. This is the mid '90s.
Yeah.
But this guy hates the government. This guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I always thought it was just this one dude who was just crazy, whatever, just pissed off. I never really knew too much about him other than the fact that he it was just insane and wanted to blow shit up. I didn't know all these other people were involved. I didn't know that. I didn't even know it was the federal building. Honestly,
I didn't know. I didn't know most of this stuff until there's this Twitter page. This guy Jinx, where he posts like all the. They're very funny actually, but they're like conspiracies. It'll make like these compilation videos. And I saw this one popped up for me, and I was like, "What? Who's this?" Terrence Yeeki, and I looked into it, and I was like, well, "This is nuts."
Yeah, that one is. It's funny because if they didn't try to cover their tracks so much, you wouldn't think to. Like,
yeah.
Because if this guy, if Terry came up with his research or whatever, it could have been, he just sounds crazy. Like, let him dig his own hole kind of thing.
Yeah.
But instead, you dig the hole and put him in it, and it's like, oh well. That doesn't make any.
Yeah.
You're killing all these people. What do you cover? Something definitely.
Something's up.
Yeah. This was a fun one. This is a fun conspiracy. I'm gonna agree with you and think the government was involved.
Hell yeah.
Theo, you got an opinion?
Hell yeah.
Says the government was involved.
Dude, the FBI is gay. I hate them. FBI and CIA, everything I look up, they're always behind stuff, dude.
I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to be suicided.
That's true. Just kidding, FBI. I love you guys.
Episode 2. They watch this podcast.
Yeah,
sure. They watch everything.
Please, FBI, please subscribe to this podcast. If you want to learn why you guys suck dick, subscribe to this podcast. Yeah, dude. Let's fucking. I can't say that. I was gonna say let's do something illegal.
I would never do something illegal.
Oh yeah, but I was gonna be more specific.
You're gonna make a terroristic threat towards
Allegedly.
Towards the government? Is that what you were gonna do?
Allegedly, I thought that would be funny, but I'm like, you know what? Maybe don't put videos like that out.
Not with this skin color. Can't play that game.
Looks like your dog's giving you head from this angle.
He's trying to lick his paw.
His head's bobbing up and down.
Only you would think that way. Nah, I do feel so. He has this cone on his head, but he has like this thing on his paw that he tries to lick, and he tries to lick through the cone onto his paw, but he can't do it.
This is great.
But he's too stupid to realize he can't do it, so he just keeps trying.
You big freaking doofus. Dude, you gotta see the angle of this. It's very funny.
You're a bully to my dog. Now, well, that makes it worse for sure.
Oh, ew. Ew, Ben's a bestiality guy. Oh, that's good. That's a good clip. I think do we end on the dog giving you head?
Yeah, end on the dog. He's not actually doing that for the listeners.
Well, yeah, they could see it. Oh, never mind.
The listeners, you fucking
yeah.
idiot. God
True.
damn.
But it looks like it from my angle.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, no, he's smelling his butt. Let's end it, dude. Ew, he farted again, probably.
Well, if you enjoyed this, you can decide for yourself. That doesn't make sense. If you listen to this, decide for yourself. Do you think McVeigh and these people acted? I mean, there's no way they acted alone. You just you busted the conspiracy.
Yeah, I busted it wide open. FBI, I got you. Checkmate.
But yeah, this was fun. This was. I learned a lot actually.
Hell yeah.
This was. I was curious about your researching style. I was curious about how you're gonna present this. I'm impressed.
Hell yeah.
I didn't think you were this literate, so I'm impressed.
I could watch videos.
Alex Jones videos. Yeah. If y'all like this, Almost History podcast on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Relax and Laugh if you want to find me on Instagram.
Logan J. Quiroz if you want to find me on Instagram, TikTok.
Also, Shoebox Comedy on
Yes.
Instagram. Look us up. Best
Check
comedy
us
show
out.
in LA.
Monthly show. Check us out. It rocks.
And we'll be back with more history, conspiracies, and
And bestiality.
everything in between. All right, Joe.
All right, peace.
Peace.